Welcome to the System Design Framework channel, where we simplify complex system designs and turn them into easy-to-follow step-by-step guides. In the previous video, we explored databases, the backbone of our system design. We broke down how we store and organize data to make sure it's reliable, secure, and easy to access when needed. If you missed that discussion, don't worry. You can find links to all the videos in this playlist right in the video description below. In this video, we'll talk about the system and user flow for all of the system use cases. Let's start with user registration and profile setup. First, let's look at the user's experience. The journey starts when the user lands on the registration page. They'll see a form where they need to fill in their personal details like name, email, and password. Once they're done, they hit the submit button to send their information to us. Next, they'll receive a confirmation message, either by email or SMS. This is a quick way to verify their account and make sure everything is good to go. After confirming, the user can hop back into the platform to complete their profile. This includes fun stuff like adding a profile picture and writing a bio to show the world who they are. Now, let's see what's happening behind the scenes on the system's end. First, we validate. The system checks to make sure the user's input is in the correct format. No typos in the email or weak passwords here. Oh, and we also double-check for duplicate accounts. If everything checks out, the system securely stores the user's details and preferences in the database. Next step, notifications. A confirmation email or SMS is sent through the user's selected channel, letting them know it's time to verify. Once the user confirms, the system updates their account status to verified. Finally, the system opens up access for the user to complete their profile setup. Now they're ready to explore, and that's the smooth flow of registering and setting up a profile on our platform, from the user's perspective and the system's perspective. Let's dive into how posting content works on the platform. It's designed to be quick and seamless for the user. Let's start with the user's experience. First, the user navigates to the post creation screen. This is where all the magic begins. Next, they enter their content. This could be text, an image, a video, whatever they want to share with their audience. Finally, they hit submit. That's it. Their content is ready to be shared with the world. Now, let's take a peek at what the system does after the user submits their post. First, validation. The system reviews the content to ensure there's nothing inappropriate or in violation of our platform's policies. If everything looks good, the system stores the post securely in the database. Lastly, distribution. The system displays the post on the user's profile, making it visible to their audience. It also pushes it out to the news feed, so other users can engage with it. And just like that, the user's content is live, with the system taking care of all the behind-the-scenes work to keep the platform safe and efficient. Alright, now let's talk about the like and comment features. These are the heart and soul of engaging with posts on our platform. First, let's look at what the user does. It all starts with browsing. The user scrolls through the news feed, checking out posts that catch their eye. When they find something they love, they click that familiar like button to show their appreciation. If they have more to say, they can add a comment to share their thoughts, feedback, or maybe just a quick emoji. Now, let's see how the system makes all of this work behind the scenes. When a user likes or comments, it updates the post statistics, like the number of likes or the comment count. Next, it securely stores the data. Each like or comment is recorded in the database, keeping everything organized and ready for retrieval. Finally, the system updates the post in real time. It displays the new like count and the user's comments so that everyone viewing the post sees the latest activity. And that's how liking and commenting work, smooth and simple for the user, with all the heavy lifting done by the system in the background. Let's talk about how sending a direct message works on our platform. It's a straightforward process, but there's a lot happening in the background to make it seamless. First, here's what the user experiences. Step 1. The user picks a contact they want to message. It could be a friend, a colleague, or anyone they're connected with on the platform. Step 2. They type out their message. Maybe something simple like, "Hey, how's it going?" and then hit send. And that's it for the user. But what about the system? Here's what's happening behind the scenes. First, we validate the message. The system checks to make sure the content is appropriate, complies with any platform rules, and is ready to be sent. Next, it's all about storage. The system securely saves the message in the database. It also keeps track of who sent it and who's supposed to receive it, so everything stays organized. Finally, notifications. The recipient gets a heads up about the new message. This could be through a push notification, an email, or even an alert within the app itself, and that's the entire flow. From typing a quick message to making sure the recipient gets notified, it's all designed to feel effortless. Let's dive into how following and unfollowing works on our platform. Here's how it works for the user. First, they browse around. The user scrolls through the list of profiles. Maybe they're exploring recommendations or searching for someone specific. When they find someone interesting, they click the follow button on that person's profile. Change your mind? No problem. If the user decides they don't want to follow that person anymore, they simply click the unfollow button. Now let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes on the system side. The system immediately tracks the action. Whether it's a follow or an unfollow, the system logs this in the database and updates the user's relationship data. If it's a follow, the system takes one more step. It updates the user's news feed, making sure they start seeing posts from the new person they've just followed. And that's it. Now let's walk through what happens when a user decides to update their profile. It's quick and straightforward, both for the user and behind the scenes. Here's how it works from the user's side. First, the user navigates to their profile settings page. This is where they can make changes to things like their bio, email, or even their profile picture. Once they've made their edits, they review everything and hit submit to save the changes. And that's it for the user. Simple and efficient. Now, let's dive into what the system does in the background. The system validates the updates. It ensures that the new profile information is in the right format. No invalid emails or oversized profile pictures slipping through. If everything looks good, the system securely stores the updated information in the database. Finally, the system updates the user's profile page with the fresh data, so the changes are reflected immediately. Alright, let's talk about how users can manage their privacy settings on the platform. It's all about giving them control over who sees what. Here's what the user does. First stop, the user heads over to the privacy settings page. Once there, they'll see a list of options, things like deciding who can view their posts or send them messages. They just select their preferences from these options. After making their choices, they save the changes, and that's it. Their preferences are now updated. Now, here's what's happening on the system side. Step 1. The system fetches the user's current privacy settings from the database. This gives the user a clear view of what's already set up. Next, it validates the new preferences that the user selects to make sure everything is in order. Then, it updates the settings in the database. Finally, the system applies the updated privacy settings to the user's profile and any of their posts. Everything is now aligned with the user's new preferences. Let's talk about what happens when someone wants to send a friend request on our platform. Here's how it goes, step by step. Let's start with the user's side of things. First, the user navigates to another user's profile. Maybe they're checking out a friend or someone they just met. When they're ready, they click the Send Friend Request button. The recipient gets a notification letting them know someone wants to connect. Now, here's what's happening behind the scenes on the system side. The system tracks the action by recording the friend request in the database. It keeps track of who sent the request and who's supposed to receive it. Next, notifications go out. The recipient gets a message saying, "Hey, you've got a friend request." Finally, the system waits for an update. Once the recipient accepts or declines, the system updates the status of the friend request. Alright, let's go over how reporting content works on our platform. This is all about empowering users to help maintain a safe and respectful community. Here's what the user experiences. It starts with a click. If the user comes across a post or comment they think is inappropriate, they simply click the report button. Next, they choose a reason. The platform presents a list of options, like spam, inappropriate content, or something else, and the user selects the one that fits best. Finally, they submit. With one click, their report is sent off for review. And behind the scenes, here's how the system handles it. First, it logs the report. The system saves the report in the database, linking it to the specific content ID and the user who reported it. Then, it alerts the team. Moderators or administrators get notified, so they can review the flagged content and take action if necessary. Lastly, it tracks progress. The system keeps a status for the report, whether it's still pending review or has been resolved. Finally, let's talk about what happens when a user logs out of the platform. It's quick and straightforward, so let's break it down step by step. First, here's what the user experiences. It starts with navigation. The user heads over to the settings menu and finds the logout option. Next, they click. With one tap on the logout button, they're ready to go. Finally, they're logged out. The user is securely signed out and automatically redirected to either the home page or the login page. Now, behind the scenes, here's what the system is doing. First, the system clears everything up. It destroys the user's session or authentication token to ensure their account is no longer active on the device. Next, it redirects. The user is sent to the login page, so they can log back in any time they want. And lastly, it logs the event. For security purposes, the system records the logout action. This helps keep track of account activity and ensures everything stays secure. And that wraps up this step in the system design of a social media platform. We've covered the system and user flow for building a social media platform. Remember, if you want a deeper dive into this step, or want to explore all the other steps in detail, just head over to www.systemdesignframework.com. It's all there. And it's completely free. In the next video, we'll take things further and explore the next step in designing a social media platform. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you're the first to know when it's live. See you there.